Welcome back, curious minds. Today, we're uncovering the top 10 European countries with the largest Muslim populations by percentage in 2024, and some of these rankings may surprise you. From Western Europe to the Balkans, we'll dive deep into the history of migration, the reasons why these Muslim communities settled in these nations, and how they've shaped modern Europe. Stick around until the end to find out which country tops the list. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's begin this fascinating journey through history, culture, and demographics. Number 10. Belgium. Let's kick off with Belgium, where 7% of the population, around 805,000 people, are Muslim in 2024. But did you know that in 2019, this number was closer to 6%, meaning the Muslim population has grown by almost 1% in just 5 years? So, how did this Muslim community emerge? Belgium's story begins in the 1960s and 1970s, when guest workers from Morocco and Turkey were invited to rebuild post-war Europe. These workers weren't just temporary, they laid down roots, bringing their families and establishing vibrant communities, particularly in cities like Brussels and Antwerp. Did you know that in Brussels, a quarter of the population identifies as Muslim? The Grand Mosque of Brussels, established in 1978, became a cultural and spiritual hub for Belgium's Muslim population. Despite some political tensions, the contribution of the Muslim community is undeniable. But here's the interesting part. Did you know that some Muslims in Belgium were forcibly converted to Christianity during colonial rule in Africa? This darker chapter of history still impacts the community's relationship with the state today. Number 9. Netherlands, where 7.1% of the population, or 1.24 million people, are Muslim in 2024. But did you know that the percentage was 6.5% in 2019, showing a steady rise? Much of the Dutch Muslim population hails from Morocco and Turkey, having arrived during the labor migration wave of the 1960s and 70s. But did you know that the Netherlands has a much deeper Islamic history? The first known Muslims in the Netherlands were sailors from the Ottoman Empire who arrived in the 17th century. Fast forward to the 20th century, and Muslim communities in cities like Amsterdam and Rotterdam are flourishing, with mosques dotting the skyline alongside historic churches. Today, Rotterdam has one of Europe's most diverse populations. Here's a shocking fact. Did you know that during the colonial era, the Netherlands controlled Indonesia, one of the world's largest Muslim-majority countries? As a result, many Muslims from Indonesia also made their way to the Netherlands, contributing to the country's rich multicultural tapestry. Number 8. France, where 9% of the population, or around 6.1 million people, are Muslim in 2024. But back in 2019, this percentage was 8.8%, reflecting a smaller but significant increase. France has the largest Muslim population in Western Europe, a legacy of its colonial history. Most French Muslims trace their roots back to North Africa, specifically Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia. After World War II, France encouraged immigration to help rebuild the country, and many Muslims arrived as laborers. Did you know that many Algerians were forcibly drafted to fight for France during the war? Their descendants now make up a large part of the French Muslim population. Here's a shocking bit of history. During the Algerian War of Independence, many Muslims in France faced brutal discrimination and were even forced to convert to Christianity in a bid to suppress their identity. Number 7. Bulgaria. Bulgaria takes 7th place with a 13% Muslim population, around 910,000 people in 2024. In 2019, this figure was slightly lower, at 12.5%. So, where did Bulgaria's Muslims come from? The story goes all the way back to the Ottoman Empire, which ruled Bulgaria for nearly 500 years. During this time, many Bulgarians converted to Islam, especially in the southeast and northeast regions. Did you know that the influence of the Ottoman Empire is still visible in Bulgarian architecture, culture, and food? Mosques from the Ottoman era stand proudly in cities like Plovdiv and Sofia, and Bulgaria remains one of the few countries in Europe where traditional Ottoman customs are preserved. Number 6. Russia. Russia might surprise you at number 6 with 15% of its population, or 21.9 million people, identifying as Muslim in 2024. Just 5 years ago, in 2019, this number was around 14.2%, a reflection of steady growth. But did you know that Islam has been practiced in Russia since the 10th century? The Volga Bulgars were among the first to embrace Islam, and the religion spread throughout the Caucasus and Central Asia. Most of Russia's Muslim population is concentrated in regions like Tatarstan, Chechnya, and Dagestan, where Islam is deeply rooted in local culture. Here's something fascinating. Did you know that Kazan, the capital of Tatarstan, is often called the Islamic capital of Russia? The city's striking Kul Sharif Mosque stands as a symbol of Russia's rich Islamic heritage. Number 5. Montenegro, where 20% of the population, around 124,000 people, are Muslim in 2024. In 2019, this figure was about 19%, reflecting a gradual rise. Montenegro's Muslim population is mostly made up of Bosniaks and Albanians, many of whom have been living in the region since the Ottoman Empire. Montenegro stands out for its history of religious tolerance. Did you know that despite its small size, Montenegro has one of the most peaceful religious coexistences in Europe? Muslims, Orthodox Christians, and Catholics have lived side by side for centuries. But here's something even more shocking. Did you know that during the Balkan Wars, many Muslims in Montenegro were forcibly displaced or killed? Despite this dark history, the Muslim community has managed to rebuild and continues to thrive. Number 4. North Macedonia, where 33% of the population, or around 693,000 people, are Muslim in 2024. This is a slight rise from 32% in 2019. The Muslim community here is primarily made up of Albanians, with roots that date back to the Ottoman Empire. Did you know that the Ottomans ruled North Macedonia for over 500 years? Their influence is still visible in cities like Skopje, where Ottoman-era mosques and bazaars are an integral part of the landscape. Number 3. Bosnia and Herzegovina, where 51% of the population, or 1.78 million people, are Muslim in 2024. This marks a small increase from 50.7% in 2019. Bosnia's Islamic heritage can be traced back to the Ottoman Empire, which brought Islam to the Balkans in the 15th century. Here's a heartbreaking fact. During the Bosnian War in the 1990s, many Muslims were victims of ethnic cleansing and genocide. Despite this, Islam remains a cornerstone of Bosnian identity, and the city of Sarajevo is often called the Jerusalem of Europe due to its rich religious diversity. Did you know that the Gazi Husrev Beg Mosque, built in 1531, is one of the most significant mosques in the country? It symbolizes the resilience of the Muslim community. Bosniaks today continue to uphold their traditions and practices, contributing significantly to Bosnia's cultural landscape. Number 2. Albania, where 58% of the population, or around 1.7 million people, are Muslim in 2024. Back in 2019, this percentage was about 56%. Albania has a unique history of religious tolerance. Muslims and Christians coexisted peacefully for centuries, even during the harshest periods of the Ottoman rule. Did you know that Albania was declared the first atheist state in the world in 1967 under the communist regime? Despite this oppressive atmosphere, many Albanians retained their Islamic faith in secret. Today, the country celebrates its rich Islamic heritage while embracing a modern identity. Here's a surprising twist. Did you know that Albanian Muslims played a crucial role in sheltering Jewish families during World War II? Their commitment to protecting their fellow humans stands as a beacon of hope and tolerance in a tumultuous time. Number 1. Kosovo. Finally, we reach the top of our list with Kosovo, where a staggering 95% of the population, approximately 1.9 million people, are Muslim in 2024. In 2019, this figure was around 93%, showcasing a steady increase. Kosovo's Muslims are predominantly Albanians, who have long fought to preserve their identity against various pressures, including attempts at forced Christian conversion. Did you know that Kosovo's history is deeply intertwined with the Ottoman Empire? The influence of Islam became entrenched during this period, and even today, Islamic traditions remain central to daily life in Kosovo. But here's something shocking. Did you know that during the Kosovo War, many Muslims faced ethnic cleansing at the hands of Serbian forces? This tragic chapter in history has only strengthened the resolve of the Muslim population to maintain their identity and faith. Kosovo's capital, Pristina, is home to many mosques, including the iconic Imperial Mosque, which stands as a symbol of resilience. Today, Kosovo is recognized as a symbol of hope and renewal for Muslims in Europe. And there you have it, the top 10 European countries with the largest Muslim populations in 2024. Each of these countries has its own unique history and story, reflecting the enduring influence of Islam in Europe. Did any of these facts surprise you? We hope you found this journey as fascinating as we did. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts or questions. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more captivating content.